The ball is bobbling around, and I've shown a little bit of determination to get there, and I've been rewarded by a tremendous ball in by Stuart Ripley.
I've gone up for the header, and Steve Livingston's come across, and his elbow's closed. And the worst thing for me is I can see the elbow coming. And whether Steve means it or not, I mean, the elbow's there and there's not much I can do about it. It's going to hit me, and in fact it does hit me.
We've lost our way in the second half when we should be dominating the game. At 1-0 up, we've actually started losing the reins on the game, which is a little bit alarming at the moment, and we've got to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Glenn Hoddle is king of the footballer's tense, isn't he? He speaks like that all the time.
I'm sure it's not a normal thing. You wouldn't normally say, I've got up, I've gone out, I've got in the car, would you?
I think it's having a replay shoved in front of your nose that does it.
It could be something to do with the replays. Do you talk like that, Seaman?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
It takes a lot of experience to get like that.
But you never get pop stars who say things like, so I've gone to Club Tropicana and I've looked up and I've seen drinks are free.
Yeah.
But just, that wouldn't happen, would it?
Woke me up before I've gone.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get that.
It doesn't work.
I think what we need here to sort this out is some sort of professor of linguistics, you know, some kind of university-educated person who can tell us in a pithy way exactly what this tense is.
The tense is a particular form of the perfect progressive, i.e. a tense that includes both past and present. The use of this tense has come about because players have had to describe an action which occurred in the past whilst being aware of the fact that the same action, in the form of a video replay, is also happening again in the present.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Thank you very much. Before you go, I'd like to ask you a question, if that's all right, Professor. What tense is this, right? Do I not like that? What tense is that?
Very tense. Bordering on a nervous breakdown.
You think so?
All right.
Well, there you are.
Thank you very much, professorial type. Thank you.
Professor. Nice bloke. Why he's trying to get Myra Hindley released is beyond me.
So, Peter, your team, if we could come back to your team.
Yes, well...
what is going wrong? Have you dabbled in the transfer market?
No, I've tried to dabble. I tried to get rid of the lot for a huge lump sum and go off to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But they only want to buy Cantona and Bright, and they're the only two who've scored anything at all. And to be frank, I don't know the names of all the other people who are on offer.
Yeah.
There are people called Björgeved.
Yeah, Björgeved.
No, I've got Bjornby, who's never played. I have a team, most of whom have never played. They are slouches, or they're injured.
Yeah. Because you had Gary Mabbott.
Yes.
And a lot of people think that that's the reason that the Tottenham defence is struggling.
I'd probably agree. He played in Spain, didn't he, a couple of days ago, so he may be back soon.
He could be on the way back. You do find yourself keeping an eye on the fitness of players when you're a fantasy league manager.
Well, I imagine players keep an eye on my team, because if they're on it, they know full well they're about to go down with some horrible injury.
I'll tell you what we did find, and this is genuine home movie footage, real stuff, shot by Gary Mabbott's dad. And this is Gary Mabbott playing when he was a little kid, and you can still see the old Mabbott style, I think. It's lovely stuff, this. That's the young Gary Mabbott.
It is him.
Still the kick, that. Apparently he's having a great time there, and then the young John Fashanu turned up, and there you are. Spot the whole thing. But that was Gary Mabbott, and you can see the style there. And you've got Limpar, haven't you, as well?
I have got Limpar. Limpar hasn't played for me at all, and I was going to build the team round him, David. I was going to build the team round Limpar, and lo and behold, he hasn't set foot on the ground since I bought him.
Have you seen, by the way, the new Arsenal strip was released today, which I think you were actually at the launch, weren't you, Seaman?
Right. Yep.
It's quite, there was a lot of stuff in the paper that it was going to not have white sleeves, and everybody was complaining and going mad, and it was all rubbish, wasn't it, in the end?
That's right. Yep.
Because apparently a red sleeve doesn't show up so well against the crowd. And is it true also that they've got very loose necks on those shirts? So the midfield players, when they're standing on the halfway line going...
Purpose.
You agree?
Do you know, David, that you are a major assister in the Fantasy League. You are, I think, the goalkeeper with the most assists.
Really?
Yeah. Does that say something to you about Arsenal's style of play?
Now stop bullying.
I'm not bullying you. I'm not bullying. I think it's to do with the size of Highbury, actually, as well. Because Highbury's a very small ground.
That's very true.
And,
That's right.
And so, you know, your kicks may not be any longer than anyone else's, but they get to
More
Ian
accurate.
right quicker.
It must be more accurate.
Get to Islington.
Could be more accurate. That's true. Didn't you once say there was a strange smell around Highbury? Is that wrong?
Me?
Yeah, you said that.
Yes, on the big match I said it was Brown Moor. I was lost for words, I didn't know what to say. I know nothing about football, but I'm an expert on toilets. And if this was a fantasy toilet league, I'm telling you, I'd be
There might be a
jostling near the top. Now, I did cast some aspersions on the toilet facilities at Highbury.
Right.
And compared them unfavourably to anywhere in the world.
Is that something you do, Peter, when you go to a football game? You make a beeline for those toilets, check them out?
Well, at Arsenal, yeah, it is rather more entertaining than...
Yeah, it's got trouble.
I could...
Talking about, well, Cantona, really. He's not a toilet. Obviously, he's a Frenchman, but anyway.
They don't have toilets.
No, they don't. They just have holes in the ground and things.
I've heard that.
But
that must be a problem in the dressing room with Le Grand Eric, if I may call him.
Le Grand Eric, no, he's an international sophisticate. He's well used to all the facilities which are available in the Fantasy League in my team.
Do you have communication problems with Eric? Because I thought he only spoke French.
He speaks a smattering of English. He's mastered piss off. I'm busy. And good night. Well, my French is bonjour Eric, voulez-vous jouer un peu de football cet après-midi?
And that works?
That works, yes.
Yeah.
We managed to find, didn't we?
Some rare footage, yeah, of Cantona being interviewed, actually in French.
Je pense pas avoir fait bien, mais je regrette rien de ma vie. C'est, je veux dire, on paie pour apprendre, on fait des conneries tous les jours. Mais des fois, je dis des choses qui...
Interesting insight, though, into the Cantona
C'est typique parce que avec Giggsy et Eric, yes.
You did promise us, actually, last time you were on, that you'd have a word with him about playing with his collar up. And
well, I've had a word with him, and last time he turned out for me, he had a whole shirt over his head. We didn't know he was playing.
Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
He did look like a police suspect. I mean, it was, I asked him to be sort of a little bit hard to find, sort of ghost around the pitch. And he just had his shirt over his head, and it could have been anybody.
Right, now it's time for Phoenix from the Flames. This week, it looked like it was going in, but then... Right, Gordon, this isn't Loughborough, this is Guadalajara. So, what happened?
Well, it started the night before, in actual fact, where the Mexicans were trying to keep us up, not letting us get a good night's sleep. What happened was they came to the traffic lights, wouldn't move, and all the people behind wanted to move, obviously, when the lights changed to green, and they stood there with the hands on the horns. Right. And
they did that deliberately?
Oh, yeah, to keep us up. And,
well, come on. If you go to bed, then we can be the Mexicans making the noise.
All right, then.
Yeah.
OK. Wake up! Wake up, you stupid English!
Easy! Give us back our bracelet!
You lost the World Cup, and it had to be found by a dog called Pickles, which in your country is also a type of relish.
Hey, Alan Ball, you have got ginger hair! Oh, he's not Auburn, he's ginger!
It was not a goal! You know it in your heart!
Yeah.
Will you be quiet, you noisy Mexicans? You've woke up Bobby Charlton.
Oi, you lot! Will you shut up? We're trying to get some kip in here. You what? At least it's not ginger.
But the actual save started from Francis Lee having a shot from just outside the area. Yeah. The goalkeeper getting a hold of it and rolling it out to Carlos Alberto.
Yeah.
He now shoved it forward and hit it with the outside of his right foot, curved it right into the path of Jarzino, who now cut across Scoop, and then, of course, Pelé leapt up like a salmon.
OK, let's stop it there. OK, so, Frank, you be Jairzinho.
All right, so you're going to be Pelé? Also known as Edson Arantes de Nascimento, a poor Brazilian peasant boy.
Yes, all right. And you be Gordon Banks.
Okay.
Go, Zeno. Already left Cooper standing. Pelé!
Yes! He has scored! Pele! Also known as Edson Arantes do Nascimento, a poor barefoot peasant.
You have lost the World Cup! Send for Pico!
Pelé! What a save! God Take that out of the net!
Oh, the greatest player in the world, playing against the horrible English.
Yes, in a World Cup in Mexico.
Only the goalie to be that he could not score.
I don't know why he didn't just punch it in with his hand. I read this thing the other day, and it's about the history of football and how it started.
Oh, I can't just take the rubbish out.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. And it's apparently football. So I've only heard this before, but football started. These medieval soldiers, English medieval soldiers, and they were fighting the Danes, and there was a Danish brigand's head. Right. I'm not sure what a brigand is, but it was there, and they started kicking the head around, and that was how football started.
Oh,
in the middle of the... Yeah, but it'd be great... Well, it'd be great to talk to one of those old footballers, though, and find out what it was like then, I think. Oh, my God, it's a medieval footballer!
A medieval footballer, a player from the Dark Ages.
Good morrow to you.
Hello. Are you a medieval footballer?
I am Sir Henry de Beauvoir of the parish of Windlecott.
Step forward. Sorry, from?
From the parish of Windlecott.
Right. And you play medieval football? You did?
Verily.
Really? Did you ever get a goal at all?
Aye.
Perhaps you'd like to tell us about that.
I've picked up the brigand's head at the point where the three roads meet. I've looked up, I've seen Malkin the blacksmith making a great run, about 15 miles away.
Well, thanks a lot, Sir Henry. Bye.
Our left winger's been burnt as a heretic.
Yeah, OK, right.
I've caught Scrofula.
OK, get out. Right, and there you are, Sir Henry. Phew, doth I not like that? God, what a fascinating insight. Now, this weekend's fixtures, we've got a really odd week this week. Some teams are actually playing twice this week. These are the Saturday games. For example, Blackburn are playing on Saturday, and they also play on Tuesday. So this is the week to get your Blackburn players. Have you got any Blackburn players?
No, he's got Shearer.
I should be riding high for a few days.
I would have thought so.
Sorry, there's a letter for us
what's
outside. It says, Dear David and Frank, can you please play the clip of the Norwegian commentator gloating over Norway's defeat of England in 1981?
England, Ferdinand, Lord Nelson, Lord Beaverbrook, Sir Winston Churchill, Sir Anthony Eden, Clement Attlee, Henry Cooper, Lady Diana. De har slått dem alle sammen. De har slått dem alle sammen. Maggie Thatcher, can you hear me? Maggie Thatcher, you boys took a hell of a beating. You boys took a hell of a beating. From Maggie Thatcher.
Lord Beaverbrook's not English, is he?
Canadian. But Sir you is what they say to them. Sir you.
But you had all those, sort of Winston Churchill, Clement Attlee, then suddenly Henry Cooper.
You'd have a job doing it in Norway, though, listing a whole load of Norwegians.
That would be. That would be tough.
King Haakon wasn't there? King of Norway called King Haakon.
If we all put together, we could put together quite a good...
come up with a Norwegian names to shout. But I like to think that we wouldn't.
That is the difference. Oh dear. Well, thanks very much, and thanks for coming tonight, Peter, and to Andrew, and of course Seaman.
Yes, thanks very much. Next week.
I'm on the phone, actually. Yeah, well, most people seem to cope with managing a fantasy league team without giving up their day job, you know. Well, it's up to you. Your decision. OK, fair enough. It was Roy Hattersley.
Hello, and welcome to Fantasy Football League.
This week we'll be meeting guest managers Lennox Lewis